Get in there and keep quiet till morning. Stripped of all my equipment, I was thrown to the frigid stone floor of a holding cell, with nothing more than some cheap prison clothes. Putting me here was quite an excellent trick, though. Whoever was pulling the strings on this one certainly got the best of me this time, and I've got a feeling I know exactly who it was. Most likely they won't wait long before executing me. I can't afford to waste any time. I calmly took a look around. It's a small underground cell. No window, of course. There's a grate about the size of a child's wrist. A guard constantly patrols back and forth in front of the cell, with probably at least 2 more standing by the entrance and exit. To be trapped in Caliria's fortress, of all places, seems my luck has run out. Literally. Still, I'm not so obedient that I'll just give up and let it all end here. Hey, could I ask you something? What is it? What time do you guys usually do dinner around here? There won't be any dinner. It'd be a waste of food to feed a guy who's going to die in the morning. Whoa there. What's that supposed to mean? What, you weren't told? You're to be executed tomorrow morning. Wait a minute. I can't just be executed without even an interrogation first. Despite how desperate all my shouting may have looked, I was perfectly calm and collected on the inside. My absolute worst-case scenario came to pass, that's all. Seems I've got no choice but to prepare myself for the inevitable. Look, man, I don't know what you did, but you reap what you sow, right? Anyway, just shut up and be quiet already. If that's the case, at least let me have a last meal then. Yeah, really, come on. As if unwilling to put up with my abuse, the guard muttered, "Give me a break," and walked away from me with a sigh. If I'd been given a meal, I might at least have gotten my hands on a spoon, but no such luck this time, it seems. I don't know who these guys are, but they had been very thorough in examining me and hadn't missed even a single pin. Man, what do I do about this mess? My thoughts spin around inside my head. The fort's stone walls are solidly built, and definitely wouldn't be easy to smash through. Opening the cell door would be a breeze, provided I had the right tool for the job, but I doubt I'll be able to get my hands on anything useful. I don't know the guard on duty, but he's not likely to be receptive to a bribe. Though it's not like I have any money anyway. That's a good point. I only have one night to escape from here. This might be the end. Just as I began to give up hope, I heard someone coming down the stairs. Going down the stairs, going down the stairs, going down the stairs, going down the stairs. Lena? It will only take a minute, right? Yeah, I won't cause a ruckus. Thank you. Nash. Damn you, you sold me out. Enough of your pathetic barking. You really don't know when to give up. Yusufina sure do seem to have quite the knack for lying and cheating. You're quite the piece of work yourself. I don't know what happened out there, but did you think you could cause a mess like that and walk away as though nothing happened? It was working so far. Leave me alone. Is your bark all you've got left? Is that all you are now? Some coward barking in a cage? Hey, calm down. He's not supposed to be harmed before the execution. would that even matter? That pain is the same pain Julie feels. It might do you some good to spend the night thinking about that. If you still care about other people at all... Without once turning back in my direction, Lena handed the guard some coins for his trouble and climbed up the stairs. Going up the stairs, going up the stairs, going up the stairs, going up the stairs. It looks like the guards have been replaced by the night shift. Their dedication towards keeping an eye on me all night is certainly admirable. But I'm kind of in a hurry here. Earlier, Lena had slipped me a little something. Getting hit like that is never pleasant, but Lena had taken advantage of the situation to place a small pin by my ear. She's always been good at that, skillfully maneuvering through delicate situations, and adept at syncing her own actions up to mine. First order of business is to reclaim my equipment, I suppose. Good idea. Getting new darts and armor together wouldn't be that much of a challenge, but as for grosser fluss, I need those swords. If for no other reason than my inevitable confrontation with Zaj. My equipment is probably being kept in the officers' quarters, or barges. I saw some soldiers carrying my equipment over that way, at least. Entering the barracks would be a huge risk, but there's not a whole lot of choice. Gotta do what you gotta do. Feigning sleep, I closely observed the guards on watch. One, sitting in his chair with his arms crossed, was beginning to nod off. The other would yawn on occasion and sleepily rub his eyes. Could this be my chance? Doing my best to remain inconspicuous, I quietly crept up the metal bars, stuck my hand out from between them, and started probing the lock. Suddenly, the guard that had been yawning stood up. I quietly closed the gate, sidled up against the wall, and waited. Well, my shift is done, so I'm taking off. Later. Mumbling a reply, the half-asleep guard saw his companion off. Thanks for that. The fewer enemies I have, the better. Reinforcing my resolve, I emerged from my cell. As the guard continued to snooze, I hit him in the nape of his neck, causing him to lose consciousness. I quickly dragged him into the cell and changed him into my prison uniform. Obviously, I claimed the clothes the guard had been wearing for myself. Well, yeah. I carefully laid him down on the bed and pulled a blanket over his head before locking the cell with the guard's keyring. Keep quiet till morning. At that moment, I heard the sound of footsteps coming down the stairs. That was faster than I expected. What do I do? Smooth talk my way through. I don't want to cause any unnecessary commotion. I decided to sit myself down in the same chair the guard had been in and pretend to be asleep. Hey, I'm the shift change. So, this is that Nash guy. Huh? Oh, yeah. He's a lot more cooperative than I had been expecting, so I've been bored out of my mind. Hey, keep an eye on him for a minute. You going somewhere? I need to use the toilet. Hey, I haven't seen you around before. Yeah, I was just assigned here a couple of days ago. Sorry, everything's been happening so fast that I haven't gotten a chance to introduce myself. Is that right? That's some rotten luck, working the graveyard shift right off the hop. Well, welcome aboard then. I went up the stairs, heaving a huge sigh of relief. As I emerged into the hallway, I realized that I had the sword I took from my jailer drawn the whole time, and was grateful for the obliviousness of the guard that I had just met. Huh. Yeah. That was pretty lucky. Uh-oh. I came up the stairs and out to the first floor of the barracks. I followed a straight hallway, dotted with windows. The cold night air stung against my skin after being indoors. To remain inconspicuous, I walked down the hall confidently. Since I'm dressed as a guard, it would be very suspicious to be sneaking around. With my current equipment, I can handle 2, 3 at the most, in a fight. But if they figure out what's going on, the number of soldiers is bound to increase. Logically. I need to find my equipment soon, somehow. The hallway soon divided in 2 directions, to the right and straight ahead. I carefully inspected both paths. I could hear footsteps coming from the path straight ahead. They'd stopped to catch their breaths, or so I assumed, but it sounded like they were carrying something heavy because their pace was off. What should I do? Another choice. Proceed along the hallway on the right. Fighting 2 people at once would be a pain, and they'd probably just call for backup anyway. The path I came down leads to the dungeon, so I can't head back. If they're heading there, I'd get trapped like a rat. I quickly headed down the hallway on the right. Seems legit. I proceeded down the cold hallway. I peered into a room on the right-hand side that was slightly open. I quietly slipped inside after taking a moment to first confirm that there were no one inside. Tables and chairs were lined up in an orderly fashion. There was also a faint smell of food. This is the mess hall, complete with the kitchen in the back. Seems as though my jailbreak hasn't been found out yet, and being forced to miss out on dinner like I was has left me feeling hungry. Well, what should I do? Let's forage for food. Might as well. Right. I may end up having to fight myself out of this one. Fortifying myself with something to eat first isn't a bad idea. Exactly. There wasn't anyone in the kitchen, but the coals in the cooking stove remained slightly stoked. Placing some more wood on the fire, I paused to warm my freezing hands and gave the room a quick once-over. On closer inspection, it seemed as though preparations for breakfast were already underway, with the ingredients laid out on the kitchen counter. Don't mind if I do. Some potatoes had rolled out from a sack placed haphazardly on the floor. I kicked them away as I began searching for something to eat. Let's see, some half-cooked soup and beans? Alright, ham! There you go. This is... Oh, could the exquisite fragrance of these herbs possibly be... Uh-oh. Hello? Is somebody there? Maybe it was a mouse. Crap! Mouthful of ham, I dashed underneath the counter and trained my eyes on the entrance. Ah, the potatoes! Ah, how annoying. Even though it was in the middle of the night, the neatly dressed cooking lady started putting the potatoes back. I can't believe they'd pull a sudden switch on me like this. Telling me to change the menu for tomorrow, even though I already had it all laid out and ready. Let's look for some more food. I quickly scanned the surrounding area for some more food. Right away I spied some white bread and dried meat placed at eye level on a shelf off to the side. Stuffing the ham in my mouth, I reached out for a string of dried meat, just a hair's breadth from snatching it. A bit more... However, at that moment, I felt a most alarming bloodthirstiness coming from behind me. I quickly looked to the side, but the lady who had been picking up the potatoes was no longer there. Frap! I swiftly jumped and rolled out in front, grabbing the white bread from the shelf as I rose. Nice timing. With the loaf of white bread as my shield, I managed to stop the ladle that had been brought down at my head. Ah! You? Aren't you Nash? How do you know that? Waity. I uncomfortably looked over the room in search of an exit. That's definitely one in the back. There's also one in the dining room. Right, I've made up my mind. I tossed the bread straight up into the air, and the cooking lady followed it with her eyes. At that moment... Is that an extra eye in there? At that, I don't know. At that moment, I quickly ran towards the door. Hey! Nash! Keep tossing food around like that, and you'll pay for it one day. Fawi. Waity. Pwa. Don't tell anyone I was here. The night is growing short. The sun would rise quickly if I wasted time to stop and eat here. Better get on with it. Well, which way should I go? God, so many choices. Leave to the dining room. I have a feeling that would be a better idea. Well, I could be very wrong about this. Very wrong.